I've been using CIT Bank for over 8 months now with their high yield savings account, and today I'm sharing a full review of CIT Bank with the good and the bad. Hey, I'm Marissa, and here we talk about family finance and ways that you can budget, save, and make more money for your family. If that sounds like something interesting to you, scroll down and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any new videos. One of the easiest things you can do to better your money is by opening a high yield savings account. This is a savings account where you can earn over 10 times the national average rate. And banks are usually able to offer these really high rates because they're mostly online banks, and so they don't have a brick and mortar store and a lot of overhead to worry about, so they can pass along those savings to you. I've been using a high yield savings account to keep my emergency fund and other big savings goals for over 6 years now, but I moved to CIT Bank 8 months ago. So here are some pros and cons that I have experienced while using CIT Bank, and hopefully this will give you a better idea as to whether or not utilizing CIT Bank is a good idea for you. And if you do decide that CIT Bank would be a good option for you, I do have an affiliate link with them, and I will leave that down in the description box below. And of course, I only recommend things that I use personally or could recommend to a relative, so I want you to know that as well. So first off, let's talk about the pros, the great things that comes with utilizing CIT Bank for their high yield savings account. First off, they have some of the highest rates around. Right now, their Platinum savings account earns you 5.05%, which is so high. They also have a Savings Connect account that earns you 4.65%, and I'll talk about the differences with them in a bit, but still that account rate is also really high. This is the main reason why I decided to switch to CIT Bank. I was previously utilizing Ally Bank and I like them as well, but CIT Bank just had higher rates and I wanted to be able to take advantage of that higher rate with my emergency fund and other savings goals that we were working on. In summer 2023, my husband and I sold our house in Portland, Oregon, and we were looking to move to Phoenix, Arizona, but we did have a little lap between when we sold our house to when we were buying our new house, and so we had some house equity money that we received, and I wanted to keep it somewhere safe and also earn a little bit of interest on it. So that is why I decided to open up this account with CIT Bank, because I was going to have a lot of money from the sale of our house. So that's exactly what I did. I took the proceeds from the sale of our house, kept it in our high yield savings account with CIT Bank, and I was earning over $800, almost $900 a month in interest just from keeping my money in the high yield savings account with CIT Bank. The other thing I love about CIT Bank is that it is FDIC insured up to $250,000 per depositor. So you can rest assured that your money will be safe with FDIC insurance. Another thing I love about CIT Bank is that they have 2 different options for you. Like I mentioned, they have a Platinum savings account and a Savings Connect account. The Platinum savings account earns you 5.05%, but you need to have $5,000 in this account to be able to earn that rate. If you have less than $5,000, you earn like 0.25%, something just extremely low that it would absolutely not be worth opening the Platinum savings account for. But I also love that they have the Savings Connect option. So if you have less than $5,000, you should still have a high yield savings account, and you can do so with CIT Bank. 4.65% with their Savings Connect account is still a high rate, and you only need a $100 minimum balance in this account. So if you're working on saving and you have less than $5,000, you can open up a Savings Connect account and build up those funds. And once you have over $5,000, you can move to their Platinum savings account to earn that higher rate. There are also no account opening fees, no monthly maintenance fees. I've paid no fees at all with CIT Bank. Your interest is also compounded daily based on the balance that you have each day in your account, and it's paid out to you monthly. So let me explain the interest rate math a little bit for you here. So right now with a Platinum savings account, you can earn 5.05% interest. This is an annual rate. So you can take the total amount that you have in your account, let's say that is $10,000, and you can multiply that by 5.05%, which comes to be $505, which is a great amount of interest. But this is how much interest you would earn over the year. So to figure this out monthly, you take that amount and you divide by 12. In this case, it would be a little over $42 a month that you would earn in interest with the Platinum savings account. I love the last day of the month as I get to go check my account and see how much money I earned in interest. It's definitely encouraging and exciting to just earn free money just by letting my emergency fund and other savings sit in my high yield savings account. The other thing you should know about CIT Bank is that you can transfer funds from your CIT Bank account to any other bank account that you may have, and it takes 2 business days to be able to transfer. Just something to plan ahead with. It's not going to be an instantaneous transfer, but it also won't take very long to be able to transfer that money. This is also going to be a standard for any other high yield savings account out there. It just takes a couple of business days as a lag to make that full transfer. But this is also why I'd recommend still keeping money in your regular bank, in your regular checking. So the way that we do this is that I have a separate bank account with a different banking institution, and this is where we have all of our paychecks go in and all of our bills get paid out of. And then I have CIT Bank on the side, and I have those accounts connected, which you can connect super easily. And simply whenever I want to make a transfer, I can initiate that from CIT Bank and have that money go from my high yield savings into my other bank's checking account. And with this savings account, you can also transfer as many times as you need. But again, know that there is a 2-day lag. And even if you can transfer as many times as you need, I wouldn't recommend trying to transfer money over every single day. You can also do a wire transfer from CIT Bank to any other institution that you need to transfer money to. We actually did this twice last year. One, we bought a car in cash and I transferred money from our CIT Bank to the car dealership instantly, and that was super easy and there was no fee. And then when we bought our house, I wire transferred over everything else that we had from our house proceeds, and I sent that to our new home purchase through a wire transfer with 0 fees, and all of that was taken care of. It was super easy, and I love that there was no fee associated with that. And quickly, some other great pros to CIT Bank is that the account is really easy to open. It'll only take you a few minutes to open the account. They also have a mobile app that you can utilize from your phone, and they have great customer support that you can utilize through email or by calling. Even though I love CIT Bank over the last 8 months, and I'd still recommend this to anyone looking to open a high yield savings account, there are a couple cons or things that you just need to be aware of with CIT Bank before you sign up. First off is that there is no bucket feature for their savings. I would love if this is something that they could implement in the future, but one thing I loved about Ally Bank is that they had a bucket feature so that you could have all of your money in there and you could open up separate little buckets and label them for like your emergency fund or house savings or vacation, and you could put money into those individual buckets. And it was fun to see that like on your bank account to see how much progress you were making towards each of these things. You can't do that with CIT Bank. It's just all one account. So that is a bummer, but the way that I'm able to track then how much money is in each fund that I'm saving for is that I just keep track of it in my budget spreadsheet. So for instance, when we had our emergency fund and our house equity and saving for a car, like all of those things were just lumped together in our CIT Bank account. But I had my budget spreadsheet, which kept it all separate into different funds, so I knew how much I had in each fund. The other important thing to note is that it'll take about a week for funds to settle when you make a transfer from your other banking institution into CIT Bank. You may see those funds as current but not available. So they're there, but they haven't fully settled, so you wouldn't be able to pull them back out quickly. Therefore, I would not constantly transfer money in and out of CIT Bank. I would just transfer the money over and build up your savings. This is a great place to keep your emergency fund or other savings goals you're working on, like saving for a house or a car or that vacation. Not something that you're going to be pulling money in and out of multiple times a month. But this is something to just be aware of when you transfer the money over. You may not see it as available in your account for about a week because it does take some time for the funds to settle. You should still be able to see it as a transfer that's coming through so that you can verify that it is in process, and then it will also show up as current but just not be available for you to draw on those funds. The other thing to note is that rates will change, and this is the case for any high yield savings account. The interest rates that you see for high yield savings accounts are based on the federal funds interest rate, which we know right now is really high and it's maintained being high for a while. So that interest rate has stayed the same. But when the Fed does begin to reduce interest rates, you can expect that high yield savings account rates will also go down a little bit. Therefore, it is a fantastic time to open a high yield savings account because rates are really high right now. But even when they do go down, you're still going to be making over 10 times the national average rate if you were just to keep this money in a regular bank savings account earning you a few pennies a month. So it's still a great option even when we start to see rates decrease. But just to note that you are not locking in a rate at 5.05% when you sign up for an account with CIT Bank. It is subject to change, and that is just an expectation with any high yield savings account. So I kind of mentioned this earlier, but when should you be using a high yield savings account? I would highly recommend putting your emergency fund in your high yield savings account because you're just having money sit there anyway and you hopefully don't need to touch it. So why not have it earn some extra interest for you by keeping it in the high yield savings account? It's also great to keep in this account any money that you're working on saving for an upcoming larger purchase, like a house purchase or a car, or maybe a vacation that you're planning. I wouldn't put money in here that you are looking to draw on next month, because that just seems like such a short time frame, especially with having funds have to settle for about a week. I wouldn't probably worry about that, but just having money being saved month over month and built up is a great place to keep your high yield savings account. For simplicity's sake, I personally don't want to be transferring money in and out of this account constantly during the month, and so I think that is the easiest way to go about it. So all in all, is CIT Bank's high yield savings account worth it? I would say yes. It's completely free, FDIC insured, some of the highest rates around, and for me personally, that's all I needed to know that it was going to be a good option for me to keep my savings. So if you don't have a high yield savings account yet, please sign up for one and start earning yourself some extra interest. It's super easy. I will have a link to CIT Bank down below in the description box, and you can check them out there. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more family finance videos, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.